Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are back here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and today we're going to be doing the top 5 best DLCs in the Hunter Call of the Wild. So we're going to be starting off with number 5, the Hunter Power Pack. So as you can see, you get the Surgi 338. You also get the Malmer 7mm. So this is actually a very useful gun. A multiple round 7mm, which is very useful. And then finally the Olsen 308. So we're going to actually take these out real quick and shoot an animal or two. Alright, so it does look like we have some female bighorn sheep out here, so we might just shoot one of them quick, just to use the Olsen 308. So I think we're going to take this one right here, and dropped her on the spot just like that. So let's go pick her up. Oh my gosh, smoke that one right there too. So, as we check out this female bighorn sheep right here, we do have a bit of a tie for number 5. I couldn't decide because it depends what type of hunting you do. The tie is between the high-tech hunting pack with the night vision gear. So if you like night hunting, that might be actually better than the power pack. But if you just like everyday hunting, the power pack is probably something that you'd prefer. So, coming in at number 4, we have Vurhonga Savanna. Now, this map has so many different species and so many things that you can actually end up hunting. Now, some of the favorites seem to be the lion, the wildebeest, and the Cape buffalo. But some of my favorites are the lions, the Cape buffaloes, and the Gemsbok. I think the Gemsbok are super cool and very underrated. And there's also very cool species like the wildebeest, the warthog, the springbok, jackal, scrubhare, Eurasian widgeon, and I believe a couple more. But this just seems to be a fan favorite map. It's Africa. Who doesn't like hunting in Africa? So, yeah, now I'm going to actually take down this level 5 wildebeest that I have on my map, and we're going to see what he ends up scoring. So this actually isn't the level 5, but I'm going to just shoot it because I don't see the level 5 right now. And we're actually going to be using the Zarza 308 for this. So, as you can see right here, it is probably the most used grinding weapon in this entire game, and one of the best, and personally one of my favorites, with 5 rounds, a pretty decent reload speed, and this recoil is not very accurate. It has very little recoil. But we can come right here and claim this pretty nice level 4 wildebeest. He actually is a gold at 35.1, so pretty good, and absolutely destroyed him there. Like, look at the penetration on a class 6 species, and this can ethically take class 4. So that is just really, really nice to see. I mean, 100% quick kill with that, and a pretty nice wildebeest. Now, moving on to number 3, we have the Modern Rifles weapon pack. One of the best weapon packs to ever come to the Hunter Call of the Wild, if not the best. Personally, I think the best weapon pack ever. So, we have the Zarza 308, which I just looked at. 5 rounds, very all-around great weapon, and there are actually 2 of them, so you can do 2 if you do wish. Then there is the Zarza 15 223. It's not very good. It did just get a buff, but it's one of the weapons that isn't really that used, but it's not horrible. And then you get a 22 LR Zarza 15, but this only has 5 rounds instead of 10 like the 22 LR. So it's a little bit worse, but you can still get the exact same things that you can get with the 22 LR, just 5 less bullets. So now we're going to actually end up finding and taking that level 5 wildebeest down, and seeing if he ends up being big or not. I'm going to hope this 5 medium is at this lake because, oh, and sure enough, there he is. Because, man, I searched for quite a while and could not find him. This is kind of my last resort. Coming to this lake over here in the top right. Can't really pronounce that, but, you know, right here. And we're going to take this guy down, and he is a guaranteed diamond. Level 5 wildebeest actually can't troll. So, yeah, let's take him down with the 308. And see how big he actually is. I can't really tell. Those look to be the small horns. So once he turns his head, we're going to actually go for it. Once he turns his head away, don't want to shoot his head. And that looked to be a very good shot. And he's dropping quite quickly. So let's actually go pick up that guaranteed diamond wildebeest. Alright, so here is this level 5 wildebeest right here. He does look to have these small horns, like I said. Let's just take a quick little picture of him. There we go. And he hits a diamond at 38.4. Like I've said multiple times, those I believe are the small horns. So let's tax him there. So pretty decent. About 0.8 over diamond. So not, or actually 0.7. Not too bad. So now we're going to move into some honorable mentions, and then get into the top 2 best DLCs to get. Alright, so we are here in Aotearoa for our honorable mention, which is the tripods and the tree stands pack. So basically, what they do is they reduce hunting pressure. So right here, you can tell, on this lake, I have 0 hunting pressure whatsoever. So, normally, on your 4th kill of a single animal, your zone will get deleted, and you'll have to go refind it, and it'll basically be gone. But with a tripod, or a tree stand, or ground blind, or any duck blind, any blind in general, you can shoot up to 16, and on your 16th kill, your zone will break. So, as you can see right here, we're going to take this pig, and maybe that one. Oh, smoked them both right there. Let's see if we can get a third. Apparently not there. Oh, and drop that one too. Can we get a 4th? We hit it, but they actually are broke in the water right now, so let's quickly reload and just put that guy right down. So that would normally break the zone, but as you can see, that is very, very little hunting pressure, which is why it's so essential if you are actually grinding. So let's go pick up these pigs. We've got some more running off there. Let's see. Alright, so that one isn't really by his zone, so I don't really care if it makes a lot of pressure. So yeah, as you can see right there, no hunting pressure. And let's see if we take that guy right there. Look at how much hunting pressure from just 1 kill, just with nothing. That is why it is so essential when grinding. And just killing a lot of animals at like a single lake. Alright, here is this pig. We actually did miss the first shot and then smoked her on the second, so not too bad. I think this was another female. Yeah, double lung on the trot, so great shot. And then these 2 original pigs that we ended up taking. So this one I dropped with a heart shot, all with a 308 once again, because it is just such a great weapon. So awesome shot there. And then this last pig, I believe, was a level 2. Yeah, level 2 brown hybrid, so not too bad. Now let's get into our last honorable mention. Alright, so for our last honorable mention, we have the Yukon Valley DLC and the 300 Cannon Magnum. Now, this is probably one of the best guns in the entire game, if not the best, depending on what you like. And once again, using our tripod here. It is just so powerful. So we are here on Parque Fernando right now. We're actually going to be taking some water buffalo and see how the 300 ends up doing. And wow, there's actually some peccaries out here, which is relatively new actually. So yeah, let's actually go and take some buffalo. Alright, so these ones are about 280 out. So I'm going to shoot these first at a closer range and then see how it does close and far. And of course, you do get the map with this as well. So, I kind of want that guy to turn broadside, so let's alert him here with the 22. And once he turns, we're actually going to go for a lung shot. You can do a frontal heart shot, but I suck at them, so I'm not going to do that. And smoked him right there. So, as you can see, he starts to drop quite quickly. For such a big animal. This is probably the biggest animal in the entire game. And then let's take a shot out here at about 300 out on that level 7. You can do 2 shots, which I normally do, but for the sake of this, we'll just do 1. And he's dropping relatively quick right there, too. So not too bad. Now let's go pick up these buffalo. Oh my gosh, we actually do have some aggressive buffalo. I was about to go pick up them in my four-wheeler there because I didn't feel like walking this entire lake. So let's take an aggressive buffalo here with the 300. Don't want to delete any zones. That was actually a spine shot, most likely. So let's, when she turns, dropped her right there. So some great, like, quick kill, I guess, on these buffalo. So right there we got double lung, liver, stomach, and then lung and liver, and absolutely destroyed that buffalo. Absolutely destroyed. So now let's actually go pick up those other buffalo. Okay, looks like we have another buffalo here. Don't know if it's aggressive or if it's just fleeing. It is actually aggressive. This one I won't worry too much about hunting pressure and just kind of take her right there. 2 shots right away. She is already dead. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but you do get the entirety of Yukon Valley, a great map with this. This is just the weapon with the map. So you kind of have to buy the map to unlock the weapon, and then this is 75,000 in-game dollars. So here we have, I believe this was a level 5 buffalo. So let's see. Spine, spine, lung, and shoulder. Had no problem penetrating right through, which is awesome. Exactly what you want if you have to take those quick shots or even a running shot on a trophy buffalo. Alright, so quickly moving on here. This ended up being a little bit longer than I expected. Not a problem, though. So a 140 gold water buffalo right there, and at range, 300 is just great. It's just a great gun, and you can actually get 2 of them. I actually have the 300 marches. There is another one. I would, it doesn't really matter what they look like because you can customize them. So now let's move into number 2. Now, moving on to number 2, we have Silveridge Peaks. Probably one of the best maps in the entire game. Still, after all the resets and everything, it's such a great map. Now, we're going to take this mule deer quick before it ends up running because I don't feel like chasing it through the forest. I'm going to put 2 shots into it there with the Olsen 308. But it is just such a great map. There's animals just everywhere. I thought that little tree out there was an animal. Turns out it's a tree. But even, like, down here in the Sriracha Plains, this area through here is just loaded with animals. Absolutely loaded. And one of the best spots to get levels and XP when you first start the game. But now let's go pick up this mule deer. Alright, so here's our mule deer buck. Actually, gold, surprisingly, by about 2 points. That was actually quite a surprise. I don't know why the harvest screen is bugged, and that one you can see got the proper penetration. But it's kind of it's hard to explain how fun this map is. You kind of just have to play it for yourself and just experience how many animals and how fun it actually is. But now we are going to move on to the best DLC that you can get in Call of the Wild, in my opinion. Now, moving on to number 1, the best DLC, in my opinion, has to be Revontuli Coast. Now, after a year of playing this map pretty consistently and quite a bit, I just can't get enough of it. It is such a fun map, and there's just so many animals everywhere, and you can just have so much fun. Not to include all the upland bird hunting. So as we come up to pick up these whitetail, as you can see, we got some more moose out there. Not a very big buck, but this map just has so many upland birds, geese, moose, whitetail, brown bear, like everything you could want in a map is all here in Revontuli Coast. Not to mention the fact that you can do a whitetail great one grind and get your great ones out here in Revontuli Coast, which is super cool. But I think we're going to shoot one more moose and then probably wrap this video up. So we actually are going to be taking this level 2 moose right here, and actually did get a hard shot with the 308, which is not normally usual, and absolutely missed that shot. What about a horrible shot? But yeah, now let's go pick up that moose. So picking up this moose here, just a pretty decent sized silver. That is going to end up doing it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.